You type a website address, you hit enter, and less than a second later, a page appears on your screen. That process involves DNS servers, routing protocols, encryption handshakes, and data traveling through undersea cables halfway around the world, all before you even notice a loading spinner. Let's break down exactly what happens. First, your browser has to make sense of what you typed. A URL like https://www.example.com/pag isn't just an address. It's several pieces of information stacked together. HTTPS tells your browser which protocol to use. www.example.com is the domain, the human readable name, and /page tells the server which specific page you want. But computers don't actually navigate the web using names like example.com. They use numbers called IP addresses. So your browser's first job is translating that human readable name into a machine readable address. This is called a DNS lookup, and it works like a phone book for the internet. Your browser checks its own memory first. Maybe it already knows the answer from a recent visit. If not, it asks your operating system. If that doesn't know either, the request goes out to a DNS resolver, often run by your internet provider or a public service like Google or Cloudflare. That resolver may need to ask several other servers in sequence, root servers, then domain servers. Then the specific server for that website, before it finally gets an answer, an IP address like 93.184.216.34. Now that your browser knows the server's address, it needs to open a connection. This starts with something called the TCP handshake, a three-step exchange where your computer and the server basically say, "Are you there? Yes, I'm here. Great, let's talk." The site uses HTTPS, which most do today. There's an additional step, a TLS handshake, where your browser and the server agree on an encryption method and exchange keys. This is what makes that little padlock icon appear. From this point on, everything you send and receive is scrambled so that no one intercepting the connection can read it. With a secure connection established, your browser sends an HTTP request, essentially asking the server, "Please send me the page at this path," this SOWs. The server processes that request, which might involve pulling data from a database, running some code, or simply grabbing a static file. That response includes the web page's HTML, the structure and content, along with references to images, style sheets, and scripts, which your browser then requests separately. Finally, your browser takes all of that, the HTML, the styling, the scripts, and renders it into the page you actually see. It builds the structure, applies the visual design, runs any interactive code, and paints it to your screen. All of this, the DNS lookup, the handshakes, the request and response, the rendering, typically happens in well under a second. It's easy to take for granted, but it's a small miracle of coordinated engineering happening every single time you load a page. This is just the surface. Each of these steps, DNS, encryption, HTTP, has a lot more happening under the hood, and I'll be breaking those down individually in upcoming videos. If you want to actually understand the systems running the internet, subscribe. This is just the beginning.